Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife. Sherri Beth, as we are uploading this video and they're watching it, what is the date?
May 11th.
And in exactly 1 month, on June 11th, what happens?
We leave our Princess Cruise.
So you guys, we are 1 month away from our Princess Cruise, and to put it mildly, we're freaking out.
Yep.
We have been in the middle of cruise planning, figuring out details. You guys know it's our very first non-Disney cruise, and so we thought
Our very first Alaskan cruise.
our very first lot. There's a lot of firsts,
Yeah.
and because there's a lot of firsts, there's been a lot for us to figure out.
Correct.
And so we figured that with the 1 month kind of milestone before our cruise, we would do a cruise update and overview, let you know all of the things we have planned, all the things we have booked, what the booking process has been like, how many times I've lost my mind trying to figure new things out, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about all in today's video.
So we are 1 month out, and I think that we have everything booked for our cruise.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't think there's anything like left undone.
Right.
And so in this video, we're going to walk you through a lot of stuff. There's going to be a lot of details in here. Keeping in mind, and I want to put this caveat in there from the very beginning, this is our first time cruising with Princess. And so we may not be doing it correctly.
We're figuring it out as we go.
We're just doing it like how we've been able to figure it out.
Correct.
I will say this has been a very different process than Disney, which we've cruised with a bunch of times. And so we're going to walk you through the things that we have booked, our plans for the entire itinerary, what we're doing in each port, all of that kind of stuff. Dining, rooms, all of that.
Yeah.
Deal?
Yeah.
Okay. First, let's talk about our stateroom, because this was kind of a big change.
Yes.
When we made our reservation, what kind of a stateroom did we book?
We booked the inside stateroom because I like dark.
Sherri loves to sleep. And inside stateroom in Alaska in the summer will be better for sleeping.
Correct.
But then we got a notification from Princess, I don't remember, a couple weeks after we had booked, saying, congratulations, we upgraded you. And I will say they did upgrade us to a pretty awesome room.
It's a really cool room, but I was also just like,
Sherri was a little bit disappointed.
we didn't book it because it was cheap. We booked it because it's dark.
So the room they booked us to is called I believe, a deluxe balcony room. So it is the top tier of rooms below their suites. It is a forward-facing balcony room.
Right.
This is really cool. It's literally the front of the ship looking forward.
Like, there's nothing below us but like the engine, or not the engine room, the control room. Right?
I don't know. Is that true?
Yes.
There you go. And it just looks out, it looks out forward.
Right.
I'm really, really excited about this for a couple of reasons. Number one, the thought of pulling into like Glacier Bay.
Yeah.
And the thought of pulling into some of the places that we're going to be seeing.
Yeah.
And like we're getting the view that the captain is getting on the bridge. That's the word. As soon as I said it, I was like, I think
that thing where they all are.
the bridge. Got it.
Right.
Yeah, got it. And so that's where our room is. We're at the very front of the ship.
Yep.
It looks like a really nice room.
I do think it'll be really cool.
I'm super excited.
Yep. And I'm just going to bring my eye mask.
Super, super excited. So that is the room they upgraded us to, which is great. Now let's talk dining, because like your room and food, two big things.
Yep.
Right? So as with a lot of cruise lines, the majority of food is included, right? There's a lot of included restaurants. But there are a couple specialty restaurants.
Yes.
What are those?
There is, I have to look at my notes and see if I can read my handwriting.
There's Sabatini's.
Okay, good job.
Which-
Sabatini's, which is $25 per adult, or
Yep.
$12.50 per child.
Yep.
There's also the Crown Grill,
Yep.
which is $29 per adult, or $14.50 per child.
And how many of those, which of those are we going to?
We're going to both.
Yes. We thought that, it's our first Princess Cruise. Let's experience like
All of the things.
as much as we can.
Yep.
And so we have reservations at both of their specialty dining restaurants. I think we're doing Sabatini's the second night of the cruise, and Crown Grill the second to last night of the cruise.
I don't know any of that.
It's because I handle basically every detail.
You said, do you want to go? And I said yes.
Yeah, Sherri was like, where do I need to be on what date? I'm like, Vancouver on June 11th. She's like, I'll see you there. Deal. And so we have reservations booked for that.
Yep.
Now, there are a couple things I noticed on like the Crown Grill menu. that if you want to upgrade to like add a lobster tail, I think it's $10.
Yeah. So
but still,
on top of the
fee. But still, I think that $25 and $29 for their nicer specialty dining restaurants.
Keeping in mind that even if you do add like the lobster tail or something to your steak, that's still going to be like what, $39?
$39
for a steak and a lobster, and I feel like you can't get that literally anywhere. I'm
very excited about that. So that is kind of our plan. Another thing the Princess is doing this year that I think is really cool is they've partnered. They just have launched it with like the most recent Alaska cruises. Is they're doing like an entire Alaska menu. Yeah. So they've created like 30 new...
like seafood sort of themed.
Yep, seafood sort of themed, like 30 new menu items that basically feature local Alaskan fresh seafood.
Yes, and...
what?
The cocktails.
Oh, yeah. This is awesome. Yeah. They have, they partner with local distilleries to do flights and do cocktails that feature Alaskan breweries, distilleries.
I love that.
It's so cool.
For Alaskan cruise, to have like legit Alaskan drinks and food, like, I love it.
This is the reason that I wanted to cruise Princess in Alaska first.
Yeah.
I said this when we announced it. If you live in Alaska, you know that of all the cruise lines who comes here, Princess does it the best.
Yeah.
Princess does Alaska the best.
And they know what they're doing.
And so I'm so excited to get to experience so much of our own state on Princess.
Yeah.
So lots of other food that's going to be included in there that you guys will see us eat and enjoy.
Correct.
So what else have we got, Sherri Beth?
We wanted to talk about what we've booked.
Yes, that's right.
Not just the restaurants, although we did do that.
Yep.
But some of the packages that they offer and other packages that they offer that we did not book. We wanted to talk about that.
I do. Will you talk about the coffee card while I log back in because I'm logged out?
Okay. Yeah, so we got the coffee package, which is $36.58 total, not per day, for 15 specialty coffees, which comes out to about 2 a day.
That is such an amazing price because if you think about what we spend at Cove Cafe per coffee, it adds up. So, I mean, it's more than twice that amount, 2 or 3 times that amount.
Yeah, because I drink a lot of coffee.
Wait, what?
Yep. So the nice thing with this is, so it's 15 specialty coffees. It is $36.58 per person.
Yep.
But you could, so what we did is we just got one. We may end up getting a second one because I do drink a lot of coffee and he might want some. So
he might want some, maybe.
But so right now we just have one, and I can order 2 coffees, and so I can get one for each one of us.
Yep.
If we want. So
awesome.
Right. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, this is going to be for somebody else. We have to buy another package.
Yep.
I can get 2 coffees.
So, and to us, we looked at the different drink packages because obviously Princess offers drink packages. But one of our thoughts is that Alaska is very different than like a Caribbean cruise because in the Caribbean, we want the fruity, tropical, like cool drinks.
Yep.
This is Alaska.
It's going to be chilly.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like I'm probably going to want my warm coffee more than I want like an iced cocktail.
Yep. And so we thought, you know what? Let's not do the alcohol package, the drink package. Let's do this coffee package.
Right. I mean, we will still get some alcohols, but
yeah, in fact, we do have wine tastings booked. They had a couple different wine tasting options on the cruise when I was looking, and just so you know, like where you book this stuff through, I want to touch on this first.
Yeah.
So this is a little confusing.
Yeah, there's different places that you do different things.
There's kind of 2 portals. There is My Princess, which is on the website. That's what you log in through, like princess.com. But then you download the
Medallion Class app.
It's an app for your smartphone. And you do some things on there. But those, you don't like do them all on one or all on the other. You have to do some on, you know, like to make your dining reservations, you have to do that on the Medallion Class app.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead.
But to like book the dining experiences like at Sabatini's or at the Crown, you have to do that through the website. Right?
No, that's through the app. Dining is through the app.
All dining is through the app?
Yeah, all dining is through the app. What you book through the website is like the coffee package is like, so the coffee package, the wine tastings, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But all dining reservations are through the Medallion Class app.
I did not realize that.
That's what I mean. That's why this is kind of confusing.
Gracious.
Princess, if you tweaked this a little bit, it would be a little bit easier.
I know, a little bit more streamlined.
So there is that.
Yep.
So the wine tasting thing,
yeah.
which is booked through the website, they had two options. One of them was $12.50 a person for wine tasting. And here's what I said to myself. That's too cheap, I'm not going to book it. That's literally what I said. Because I was like, what am I getting for $12.50? I'm concerned.
Maybe.
Now, it may be the best deal ever, because keep in mind, I'm used to like Disney prices.
Right.
That are like, what, $39 or $40 for a wine tasting?
Right.
And so I saw $12.50 and I was like, too good to be true. It's going to be it's a boxed wine tasting.
I mean,
honestly, I would show up. I would show up.
Still in.
For sure.
But the one that we did book.
Yep, was?
$25 a person.
It's called their, I don't remember.
Fine wine tasting.
Look at this one.
I wrote down notes.
You're the best. Pretty cute too. It's the fine wine tasting. $25 a person. So I'm just super excited about that.
Yep.
We did buy one other thing, and we bought it yesterday, and that's the internet package.
Yes.
So
this is also a little bit weird.
It's a little bit weird. I will say I like it so much more than Disney so far.
Yes.
So with Disney, we always buy some internet package just because work stuff, it's nice to at least stay loosely connected. I love to update like Instagram stories as we travel, keep you guys, bring you along, that kind of stuff.
So the way Disney does it is they have it in like tiers of
data. So you buy chunks of data. You buy sizes of data.
Right.
The problem is like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what it means.
Exactly.
Right. I don't know how much data I use to like check my email.
Here's the thing. You find out really fast when you buy Disney stuff. So they had two options for internet. One device, which was basically like $70, I think.
I think so.
$69, $70. Or they had the multiple device pack, which was for 4 devices, and that was like $140. Basically double the one device.
Double the cost, but you get 4 devices.
4 devices. It's unlimited internet, which is kind of fascinating.
Right.
The only thing with the 4 devices, you can't use multiple devices at one time, from what we've heard. But that's okay. So we have the multiple device pack.
Yep.
So we can use that. I will say, I spend more than $140 on internet just for my device on most Disney cruises. And so I have no problem with this cost.
For 4 devices, right?
Nope, no problem at all. So I thought that was pretty great.
Yes, we did get that.
I want to talk about one more thing that we actually should have talked about at the beginning of this video.
Oh no.
But we're all over the place. Here's the thing. They've been with us a long time. You're not surprised.
We're not organized. It's fine.
There are some people whose brains think in like linear. It's a miracle that our brains think. Okay? So bear with us.
You're not wrong.
No.
Especially with like the month and a half that we've had.
That is very true. It's a miracle we're here, folks. We had talked when we announced that we booked this cruise that we were flying into Seattle, taking the Amtrak into Vancouver, getting on the cruise.
But then what happened?
Then what happened is that I logged into Amtrak and found out, oh, that train has been canceled.
You randomly logged in just to like, we were like, wait, what time does it leave? And so like, you literally logged in just to like see what time it left. And it was like, PS has been canceled. No notification.
Never got an email
saying, hey, by the way, your trip was canceled. Amtrak.
So that was a thing.
Together.
Now, apparently, the reason it's canceled is a fine reason. They're not doing like cross-border trains still with COVID stuff. So I get that. But an email, that would have been cool.
Some kind of like, hey,
it was weird.
by the way.
So what we did is we actually just changed our flight. Now we're flying Anchorage to Seattle and then Seattle into Vancouver.
Yep.
So we're just flying right to Vancouver. It, in a lot of ways, will be easier.
It will be.
So totally fine. All right. Now, what else we got next, Sherri?
We wanted to talk about this for a minute.
Let's talk about COVID. Sherri mentioned that we've had a month and a half. We had COVID.
We had COVID.
We can still test positive for COVID for like 90 days.
And our trip fell from the time that we tested positive, it was almost exactly 60 days.
And you have to take a COVID test to get on a cruise.
Sure do.
Great.
You have to have a negative COVID test to get on the cruise.
Wonderful. So what does that mean for us? Well, fortunately, we've done tons and tons of research. We've talked to doctors. And what we're going to have to bring is some documentation that we already have.
Yep.
That we are well past better.
Right. So basically just the positive test result from the lab
Yep.
saying this was the date that you tested positive, so that within that 90-day period, we might still test positive, but we will not actually have COVID any longer.
Yep. So I will say, remember, COVID stuff with cruise lines changes, it seems like daily.
Yeah.
And so that's what things are now. Check it for your cruise. Things can change.
Correct.
But for us, we have no concerns about not being able to cruise because of this.
Right. The only thing we found out is that we'll have to basically go through a different line.
Yeah, it says we'll probably have to go through a different boarding process.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that will be kind of interesting.
We'll figure that out.
All right, do we have anything else?
We wanted to talk about our port plans.
Let's start walking through our itinerary.
Yes.
Okay?
You want to pull that up?
So June 11th, I would love to pull that up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sherri. My session has expired.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Princess, I found another thing. How about you let me stay logged into your website for more than just like a couple of seconds?
That'd be great.
It's weird. So we get to, do you want to talk a little bit about where we're going?
Okay, so this is the Alaska cruise. We leave from Vancouver and we arrive in Whittier, Alaska.
Yep.
So it's not a closed loop. We won't go back to Vancouver.
Yep. So we, this is not working, so I'm just going to walk you through. So June 11th, we leave Vancouver.
Yes.
June 12th is an at-sea day. So day number 1 is an at-sea day.
Love it.
Love it. Then day 3, so June 13th, is Ketchikan, Alaska.
Yes.
Our plan in Ketchikan is we are going immediately to see our friend Springberry,
Correct.
who owns Woodlands Clothing.
Correct.
To be quite honest with you, like, I'm sure Ketchikan is beautiful. I've been there for work before. You've never been. We're going to get to see some stuff in Ketchikan. Spring's actually working on some stuff for us. But if I leave Ketchikan having met Spring in person, having spent as much money as I possibly can in her store,
All of the monies.
I will be happy.
Correct.
Right? Like, I mean,
I do want to see a little bit of Ketchikan because it does look really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
yeah. So we're not doing an itinerary or an excursion there. We are just going to really see Spring and then explore Ketchikan and whatever the heck Spring has up her sleeve.
She said she's planning.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Terrified. So then
14th.
the 14th, which is the next day, we are in Juneau, Alaska.
Yes.
One of our favorite towns.
Love Juneau. I'm really excited. We're actually doing something a little bit differently in Juneau.
Because, like, when we looked at the excursions, there were some really cool things, but here's the problem. We've been to Juneau a lot of times, and we have things that we love in Juneau.
We have things that we love to do, and also it seemed like the plans, like if we bought this shore excursion, we'd wanted to do this part, but we've done that 100 times, and And if we did this one, then it was just like, could we like pick and choose? And we were like, in fact, yes, we can.
So here's what we're doing. I don't hear enough people talking about doing this in ports. We're renting a Turo. We're renting somebody's car. They're actually delivering it to downtown Juneau, about 3 blocks away from where I get off the cruise ship.
Right.
We are getting the car, and we are going to spend the entire time in Juneau going to all of the places that we love.
Doing the things that we want to do. So, like, we want to go to Mendenhall Glacier, and the shore excursions that we were kind of looking at, you were there for like 3 hours or like 1 hour. And we're like, what if we want to be there for 2 hours? Like, what if we want to, like, I don't know. So that was the kind of thing that we were just like, I kind of want to do it on my own time. And so
Having a car lets us.
having a car lets us do it on our own schedule.
So we can go to Mendenhall, we can hike to the waterfall, we can go to the Shrine of St. Therese, which is out of town a ways.
Go to some of the breweries that we really like.
Yeah, and so I feel like having a rental car in a port gives you the flexibility to do what you want. I'm not tied to an excursions calendar or schedule.
Right.
And to be quite honest, the cost is far cheaper than doing an excursion.
Yes.
Like far cheaper.
Yes.
And so I think we spent it's $110 to have the car for the entire day. That includes them taking it to us and basically us dropping it off right by the cruise ship,
Right.
and getting on the ship and having an amazing day.
Yes.
We are also going to have dinner at a super nice Italian restaurant
Yes.
in downtown Juneau.
Yes.
So we're going to do that before we get back on the ship. So Juneau is going to be have a rental car and go do all of the amazing Juneau things we love.
Yes. I'm really excited.
It's gonna be like
It's a plan your own shore excursion day.
That's what it's like. It's a plan your own shore excursion.
Yep.
For less than we would have spent.
Correct.
So you guys, I'm telling you, consider that when you're thinking about like excursions and towns.
Yep.
Good option.
For sure.
Next day is June
15th.
Boom. We are in
Skagway.
Very good. I actually knew that. I wanted to test you and see.
I'm really excited to go back to Skagway. We were there last summer. It's the cutest little town ever. It's just like a little Hallmark town, and I love it. And I'm really excited to go back.
And when we saw it last year, we were there for the 4th of July, and there was not obviously cruise ships in. And so I'm excited to see Skagway when it is packed. Because we got to see Skagway when it was like just Skagway.
Right.
And we loved it.
We loved it.
And
I'm excited to see it when like things are open and like it's bustling.
Yeah.
Also, we're doing something really cool.
It also involves a car.
Yes.
This is
a shout out to Nicole and George.
Yeah, thank you so much. They own Klondike Gift Supply, Klondike Electric Bikes, and as I talked about in a recent video, they also have just recently bought an electric Ford Mustang, brand new sports car that you can rent in Skagway and basically drive through the Yukon in a sports car. So here's the nice thing is that we're going to have time in the morning to do the Skagway things we want. We're going to have time to like see the town and do the kind of things. And then let's get in a sports car and just go drive.
And just see beautiful things that you really can't see.
Cannot wait.
I'm really excited for that.
So that's Skagway.
Yeah.
We're going to see the things that we know that we loved. And there's some really popular things for people to do in Skagway. Popular excursions, primarily the Yukon White Pass Railroad.
Which we did last year. It was beautiful.
Which we did last year, which is so cool. But I'm excited to get to experience the Yukon in a sports car.
Sports car. It's
so cool. So that's the last port on our cruise.
Yes.
There are 2 more days, and they're what Princess calls Scenic Cruising. Where we're basically going through fjords, glacier fields. These are the kind of things that I'm really excited about when we have that forward-facing cabin.
Yeah.
The thought of like pulling into the glacier fields and our room is just looking straight ahead.
Yes. And so one of the things that we
so
read
cool.
is that they get into like the spot where there's all of these glaciers and everything all around, and they do a 360. Like, you don't have to like walk around the entire ship to see everything. You can stand in one spot, and the captain actually turns the whole boat or ship around.
Yeah, don't say boat. Don't say boat.
So that everybody can see everything. I'm really excited for that. I think that's going to be stunning. I think we're going to try to do some GoPro magic with that. I don't know.
Are we?
Maybe.
I knew we were. I was kidding. Now, then the cruise ship takes us to Whittier, which is about an hour south of us here in Anchorage.
Yep.
And we're going to have a friend pick us up and take us home. And that will be our first Alaska cruise experience.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a couple things that I have been unbelievably impressed with about Princess. So, as we mentioned earlier, very familiar with Disney. Right? Very familiar. Very familiar with the way that they do their process, how they do things. There are some things that I've experienced during this booking process with Princess that have genuinely surprised me for the good.
Yes.
And I want to talk about those. And they're all things that are based in their Medallion Class app. In the app, I'm kind of scrolling through this, there is a section called My Preferences.
Yeah.
This to me is like, Princess, you deserve an award for this.
You're doing it right.
You are so doing it right. I want to walk you through some of the things that I really love.
Yep.
First of all, you can go in and share your allergens or allergens that anybody in the party has.
Right.
Right? Things like eggs, fish, milk, peanuts, shellfish, soybean, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
You can talk about like what specific diet you have. If you're vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, kosher, diabetic, alcohol-free.
Gluten-free.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Gluten-free is one of them. But then I love this option. This is so cool. There's something to select your dining pace.
I love this.
Do you want to eat slow, relaxed, or fast? Because here's the thing. We all do this differently on our cruise.
Right. Some people just want to like sit down and eat and just keep going. Like they do all the things.
Yep.
And that's great.
And if that's what your dining pace is, you want your wait staff to accommodate that because you're trying to get in, eat, get out, and go enjoy the ship.
Right.
But if you're like, you know what? Serve me last. I'm here to relax and to rest and take my time. Like, you can mark that.
Yeah. I love that.
That is so cool.
I love it.
And then also your table preference. Do you want to sit close to a window? Do you need an accessible table? Do you want a table that is close to the entrance?
Right.
You can select all of those things as well. And so I'm looking through this and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is so genius.
It's amazing.
And then there's more.
Yeah.
You can select your bed configuration. So do you want 2 beds, like basically 2 twins or a queen? So we're doing 2 twins. No, we're not. We're doing a queen. I thought that was kind of funny.
I need to be able to smack when you snore.
When I snore, I need to be within hitting range. I snore, instant smack. It's like, whoop-pow. It happens.
It's more like a honey.
Well, it starts, sorry, a little off topic. It starts like a honey, and then it moves to a, I'm going to stab you if you don't stop snoring.
I mean, I give you lots of chances.
You do. You're very kind to me. Thank you so much. They have a couple things in here, obviously the bed configuration, but then I love this. So, with Disney, I don't mean to be comparing everything with Disney, and I promise you I'm not going to do that on the cruise.
No, but we will a little bit, just because it's the only cruise line that we know.
Yeah, and so we will.
And so there will be some comparisons.
But I'm not going to compare everything.
Right.
But on Disney, you get the daily navigator, right? Your list of things to do during the day. Mm-hmm. They no longer offer paper versions. It's all electronic. I have a lot of issues with that. But if you remember in the olden days, the good olden days of cruising, you would get a ton of paper flyers in your room.
Yeah.
Just a lot of stuff. Some of it was good, some of it was junk, all that kind of stuff. They actually have... you can select in your preferences paper-free options.
Yeah.
It says, let us know what flyers you'd still like to receive.
Right.
And you can select important notices, Princess Patter, which I think is like their daily navigator, FE promotions, excursion information, or spa, art, etc. So you select the ones you still want to receive paper versions of in your room.
Right.
And if you don't want to receive paper, just say that.
You don't? Yeah. But I like that you can choose.
It's so cool.
Yes,
like,
which has to save on paper, so they're not giving everybody 100 pieces of paper every day.
Of course it does.
But also, like, you get the ones that you want, and you don't have to, like, okay, now what do I do with this?
Yep.
I don't want it.
Yep. There were a lot of other things in the app that I don't necessarily know what they do with. So there's an entire persona section where you go through and you mark, like, are you adventure, art and architecture, books, casino and gaming. Basically, you, like, select the things that you like.
Right.
Choose your style. Are you more casual or elegant? Are you more serious or playful? And so it's almost like they're building...
like personality profiles?
Kind of, which I got no problem with. If you can customize my experience...
Right.
Awesome.
If you mark introverted, they just, like, keep every extrovert away from you. They're just like, shh, introvert around. Shh.
No, it is our job as extroverts. We have to find and gather the introverts and bring them with us to karaoke. No? Is that not my role?
Negative, sir.
Okay, fine. So then there's an entire accessibility section. Are you hearing impaired? No, deaf or hard of hearing. Are you vision impaired? No, low vision or blind. In-cabin amenities. Do you want a bed rail bar? Do you want handheld shower head? Do you want raised toilet seat? Do you want shower stool? Like, it is so impressive to me.
It's really in-depth, and it's, it is really impressive. I was really... we stumbled on this, like we were sort of like cruising the app, and I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh my gosh, like they want like detail.
And
which I fully appreciate.
I appreciate how customizable it feels like they're letting me make my experience.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, I have so far been very, very, very impressed with Princess.
Me too.
Like, up to this point, the process has been way better than Disney.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it.
It's been easier and it's been more customizable.
Which I love.
Yeah.
So, super excited to bring you guys along. Again, all of our information, or not information, all of the details are booked. We know how we're getting to Vancouver. We know where we're having dinner on the 2 specialty nights. We'll figure out where we're having dinner the other nights when we get there.
That's the other nice thing is, like, it's not like... I don't mind the rotational dining on Disney, but I like that this one is just like, what do you feel like tonight? Let's go there.
Mm-hmm. And what time do you want to have dinner?
And what time. Yeah.
That's the thing that I like, because I do feel like, and I was thinking about this, that on Disney ships, if it happened between like, what time's our normal dining? Second dining's like 8:15. If it happens between 8:15 and like 9:30, I literally never know about it.
Right.
Because we're always at dinner.
Right. And I mean, one of the other nice things about like choosing your dining speed or pace, I just feel like there's a lot of things that start like at 9:30 or 9:45 and you're just getting like your entree. And it's like, but I need to be upstairs.
I gotta go.
Go. So there's a lot of things about Princess so far that I've been really impressed with.
Yeah, and of course we only covered a portion of this because a lot of the stuff we either aren't doing or don't necessarily know to do. Right? Did they have other mixology classes? I don't know. Like, I haven't seen them. There's other reservations. Like, you can book spa appointments all through the website. You can book, like I'm looking right now, shore excursions, obviously, through the website. Celebration packages. Like, if you want to have champagne and strawberries or a cake in your room, you can do that.
You can also choose if you want, like, regular cake or gluten-free cake.
That was actually what I was just going to say.
Which was interesting.
I've been... in every single step of this way, I feel like Princess has given so many good options.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm super impressed. But that is what our booking and our detail has looked like up to this point. Just so you know, as far as like gratuities, we actually paid gratuities in advance on our cruise. Of course, we will bring extra cash, extra money to give to the cast members that just go above and beyond, right? But we did prepaid gratuities. There you go. Our Princess Cruise, June 11th through the 18th.
Yes. I'm really excited. It's a beautiful ship. I'm really excited to get on the ship and like explore. I love that the first day is an at-sea day because I feel like that will give us time to explore and kind of learn where things are. I love that.
Yeah, with the exception of the viewer cruise, because I feel like that needs to be set in its own category of experience. I am more excited for this cruise than any cruise we've ever done.
Whoa. I think because there's a lot of firsts on this one.
Yeah.
We've never cruised Alaska. We've never cruised Princess. Like, there's a lot of things about this that we've never done before that I'm really excited for.
And that feels exciting.
Yeah.
Because it feels new.
Yeah.
And we have a surprise.
We do.
That you guys...
We have a super secret special surprise.
We have a super secret special surprise that we can't tell you about. And you guys might not know until the cruise. And I can't wait.
You just have to wait, but I'm really excited. It's a really exciting surprise.
It's the thing that makes this cruise the thing I'm the most looking forward to.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, freaking wait. I want to tell you guys, but I can't. Yeah. So there we go, Princess Cruise. Let us know in the comments below. If you guys have any questions, we will answer them as best as we can. Keeping in mind, we have never done this before with Princess, and we're learning as we go.
If you have tips and tricks, because you have cruised Princess, please let us know. And
then one thing I want to just kind of remind us as we get ready to head into another cruise vlog series, even as we chose what we were booking, all that kind of stuff, remember that what you are watching is our experience. Right? We will do things differently than you would, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Right? And so this is what we're sharing is the way that we like to vacation. And so you're watching our experience. Things that we say we enjoy, things that we say that we've chosen, does not mean that that's what everybody should do.
And that's the only way to do it.
Nope, not at all. It's the thing I love about cruising, is that we all can have our own vacation.
You get to choose your own adventure.
It's like a choose your own adventure vacation.
I know.
I'm going to choose lots of boozy coffee drinks and a whole bunch of pizza, because I've heard that Princess has the best pizza at sea.
I have heard that.
Oh, challenge accepted, Princess. All right. Friends, we love you guys so much. Cannot wait to bring you along cruise vlogs.
1 month from today.
1 month from today, we get to start filming cruise vlogs.
I'm really excited.
In our home state.
In our home state, and I'm really excited for that.
You guys, it's going to be amazing. We love you so much. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next LeggLife video.